What's going on, guys? Welcome to 100% Chelsea. As you can see, I am on Social Club up north. Been here today. Obviously, there'll be a link to check it out to all the videos and stuff as well. But obviously, I was at Man United at the weekend. You saw that. It wasn't a great result, but it wasn't helped by stewards at Man United, if I'm honest, being complete arseholes. We were trying to do stuff, and I wasn't in the ground, but from what I've heard from friends of mine who were, they're even worse in the ground to what they were to me outside. Just rude, horrible, and away fans really aren't treated well. I'm not sure whether that's a mentality thing instilled by the club, but my question to the guys on Social Club is, what is the worst experience you've had as an away fan? So, Peds, looks like he's got us through. Go, Ped.
I think Paul will know what club it is.
Is it us?
No. How would it be
Is it
you?
Newcastle?
I don't go to your ground.
Is it Newcastle?
Of course it's fucking Newcastle. Of course it's fucking Newcastle. They put you in the fucking gods for a start. They make you walk about 97 fucking, God forbid, you have any old fans, because they die by the time they got to the top. And the cunts would probably put it on fucking online or something. And then they treat you like shit. Like, you can't even sing or anything. You can't be a football fan without them treating you. They meet you on the edge of town. They've got to set town limits. No one please leave Newcastle. Yeah, please nobody leave Newcastle that lives there. And they just treat you like shit.
No, I agree to some extent. I'm trying to get I've got my ground straight, but yeah, the Newcastle thing, because the away section is literally, it's in the sky.
Yeah, it's in the sky.
It is, if you feel like Stairway to Heaven should be playing while you're walking up there.
For some fucking people it might be.
Yeah, no, yeah. If you've got a step count on your phone, done for the day.
Yeah, you're done.
Done for the day. Just get to your seat in St James's Park. But equally, I can't say that's poor treatment. I can't work out whether it's Newcastle or Spurs, where you have to walk past all of the fans. You go under the ground, and you have to walk past them going the other way, and you're just getting loads of abuse rained down upon you. But I haven't had too many bad experiences, if I'm perfectly honest. Maybe it's because everyone's so scared of us, I don't know. Or maybe we're just respected.
Liam?
It wasn't actually a bit of a backstory to this. My brother's a mad Celtic fan and my dad's a City fan, believe it or not. And they met just before Christmas, I think it was this year, in the Champions League. The game meant nothing. City had already qualified top of the group, Celtic were already out. And as they had an extra ticket, and I said I would go along and watch football anyway. Went to match, and obviously for Celtic fans, it was a big game because playing against the might of Man City, and this team was touted to go all the way with Guardiola and whatnot. So the fans still travelled down for the game. There was no grease outside the game, but we get into the stadium and we were in the first tier, sitting with the City fans, unfortunately. Anyway. And the Celtic fans were kind of amalgamated in between everyone, as well as, I think they only allowed 3,000 away tickets or something for the game, which was shocking to begin with, given that the game really meant nothing. Celtic scored in the first 2 minutes, and the fans that hadn't been able to get an away ticket but were sitting with the home fans got the shite knocked out of them by all the City fans, and the stewards stood there and watched. And even my dad is a lifelong City fan. He was sitting beside me. He was going, that's shocking. There was a lad there. It was about 5 rows. Obviously, I had nothing to do with it. It was about 5 rows in front of us, and he was with his son. They both wearing Celtic kits. The son was about 8 or 9, if even that old, and they got up and they didn't even celebrate. They got up and they clapped and they sat back down again. And some guy turned around and decked him.
Well, to be
just hit him.
I've
seen it with my own eyes.
Nobody should be doing that.
I think that's
the same
atrocious.
token. They were sat with the home fans.
Yeah, but what difference would it make?
But I agree that if someone, you're right. Look, no one should be decking anyone.
In front of his son too. Is he a 9-year-old son?
Exactly. But in life, no one should be doing that. But in the footy, if you're in with the home fans and you're going in an away kit, you're asking for trouble.
Come on, mate. It's Celtic. It's not as if it's Man United. It's not like it's Liverpool Everton or something. The game meant nothing. The result, it didn't mean anything. And the stewards, you're talking about. But the question was about the stewards. The stewards didn't really care.
No,
the stewards let them get away with it.
That's what I'm saying. That's right with the stewards. That's happened to Everton fans at City, with people with kids, and City fans have turned around and done stuff. There was a couple of years ago in the League Cup semi-final, there was a very public one, and the stewards just let them get away with it. And I think that things will happen in football grounds, of course they will, if away fans go into home sections. It's how you deal with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, but the thing we've got to remember about stewards, it's all well and good saying stewards are pricks and stewards do this and that. Stewards are just average people who get paid. No, but
a lot of them work for private security firms now.
A lot of them.
No, but
That's
shall I explain what happened?
They do in a lot of grounds.
No, maybe at London Stadium and stuff like that. Like, but you look at
Anfield
and look at Goodison. Most of those are just. Me mother-in-law's fella's a steward at Everton. He just does it because he likes the footy and he gets paid a few quid for it. That's what a lot of stewards are. But it's more the management of away fans is the issue. Now you look at the way Liverpool are treated at Old Trafford, and again, there's a game that's always going to cause kickoffs, but you're being herded like cattle. You can't go to if you need the toilet, it's tough. You can't go to the toilet, and they're being kept together, they're being kept in the grounds to separate from violence. And I get you're minimalising the prospect of trouble and what have you. But also we had it at the Europa League final where the Sevilla didn't sell out their allocation, so they basically, in fact, this has happened to Tommy, was in this section, so they essentially sold what was the rest of the Sevilla section to Liverpool fans, but there wasn't a proper divider between the Liverpool.
So you could have been sitting next to the Sevilla fans.
So the Sevilla fans all kicked off and basically swarmed it, and the stewards are just going, "Nah, you're all right." Takes 10 minutes for the police to turn up, and then you've got a smattering of support. What it boils down to, and I think what you're kind of saying, Louis, is that football fans, away fans in particular, are still treated like animals because that's still what's left of 80s culture.
That's the problem, isn't it? That's the problem.
And the other thing that's happened this year is, sorry mate, one thing that's happened this year is a lot of the clubs have made their allocation smaller because of the £30 ticket rule, which is a fucking disgrace.
Yeah, no,
that they started doing that. You know, big clubs offering less than 3,000 tickets when the allocation, they're not even going by the rules. The allocation is supposed to be, 10%. And they're not, or whatever it is, and they're not going by the rules.
Not making enough money.
And the Premier League are letting them get away with this. Yeah. And they're coming up with all bullshit reasons why the allocations are not big enough. But the away fans are being penalised because of fucking the owners, again, want money. They've seen it cut off because of the away fan tickets rules, and now they want it.
But even the management yesterday was shocking. I mean, like I said, I didn't have a ticket, so I had to watch it elsewhere. But the stuff, even when I came out afterwards, I was just talking to people. Now, I understand I had the microphone. I understand I'm outside Old Trafford. But even I was told by a steward, you can stand on here because it is a road. And a steward comes up to me and starts going, sorry, why are you here? And really going for it, not asking, going for it. And saying,
maybe they'd seen you on this.
No, who knows? They probably do hate me enough. But I mean, it's a case of I was told by a steward. I told him politely, look, we were told we can come here. Then he goes, right, give me the guy's name and number. He hadn't given it to us, so he just say, oh, he hasn't given us number. Sammy gets his camera, and he's the camera's being pushed and manhandled, and it's expensive, and we're being pushed towards more and more Manchester United fans, away from Chelsea fans. And then we're just getting abused. I'm being pushed. I was spat at. I mean, it's stuff like this where the management...
You need to get a new cameraman.
No.
Got a new face.
So can I just ask?
Don't blame.
Can I just ask, regardless of who the team is, what do you think? What in a situation like that, you think the stewards should surround you and allow you to broadcast or allow you to make a video? What's the alternative?
I'm not saying surround me. What I'm saying is they shouldn't either shove me towards where it is literally all Manchester United fans, or they shouldn't tell me to go somewhere where I'm going to get abused. They shouldn't push me away from somewhere.
Respect me, if you're standing outside Old Trafford, regardless of where you're standing, you're going to get abused by someone.
What, abused by the Chelsea buses? I was by the Chelsea buses, mate, where there's just Chelsea fans.
What do you want? I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I mean, there's no way anyone should be treated like that. I wholeheartedly agree with you. But what you're asking for in a situation like that is people to stand around you and allow you to make a video.
No, you're twisting my words. That's not what I'm saying.
Actually, why shouldn't he be allowed to make his video?
I agree, he should be.
What world do we live in where a football fan shouldn't just be able to stand?
It should be. I wholeheartedly agree. I'm not saying they're right, but what I mean is, what you're asking
if the
for
original steward had maybe given the right information or people talk to each other, this is the problem. It's all... You know, who's supposed to be doing the job? Police, stewards, what's supposed... You know, if someone's told me he can stand there, then he can stand there.
See, I always go back to the situation whenever I was living in Ireland. I played a lot of GAA, and you go down to GAA games, and there's no allocation of tickets.
I love GAA 5. It's boss.
Everyone just buys a ticket. Like, I've been to a few All-Ireland finals. I mean, Croke Park holds, what, 80? I think it was 80,000 at the time. And you know, where you'd have, like, one half of the ground to be orange, and the other half of the ground to be red, or whatever the colours were people were playing. It's just a sea of mixture of colours. Everyone just sits together. I mean, obviously you're there to support your team, and everyone realises you're there to support your team. I'm sure the guy sitting beside me is going to be shouting something different to what I'm going to be shouting, but there's no animosity, there's no grief. That's the way it should be.
The Merseyside derby was like that, wasn't it? You still sit together.
It's a bit of a myth, but it's it happens. Like, I mean, but you still get shit. You just get less violence. But no, but I think it's definitely something that needs it. But the problem is it's in football's culture, and that's why you got the fear from the policing and the stewards. I don't agree with it, and I'd like to see a world where it's not an issue. But a good example of it is I was in the Hampden Park in England, played Scotland last year or year before or whatever it was, and I was in with the England fans, which, yes, one of the greatest sources of embarrassment in my entire life. But the people who are around there, and you know, they're singing some of the songs they're singing, like, and you're thinking, I can understand if I was the police, if I wasn't like a football fan, I didn't understand footy culture, and I just looked at this, I'd look at these Burberry cap wearing knobheads who were looking to stirring up sectarianism and religious hate and all this stuff, and singing about the war and all that kind of stuff, and I'd be like, I would think, these are going to kick off and these are going to cause problems. And because they're the people you do see kick off. Yeah. They're the people when you go abroad on a package holiday, they're the knobheads kicking off by the pool. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're the ones who are bladdered and falling over in the street and causing all the problems, you know. So,
and that's why when our fans go away, like we've seen with those dickheads last week, those Leicester fans, that the police don't know how to handle them because they have their own trouble. But I think, well, in other countries don't have as big away sections and don't take as many, but I think they do look at that and just go, fuck, you know, I've been with Everton in Europe, you've been with Liverpool in Europe, and it's great, it's fine, you get into the square, you get a few berries and you all just stand there. But I've been to like Germany where we've been left alone, but I've been to Italy where they just see it all as a threat, and you can understand because they're just not used to our culture. Yeah. And then we've all grown up in a culture here where it's like I mean, you saying there with the camera yesterday, people would probably say to you, well, that's your fault for standing there. Like, you should know better because you know that. But you shouldn't have to be like that. Yeah. You've gone somewhere where you think you're safe. You're close to the Chelsea end. You've been told it's fine. Whereas people will look at you and go, well, in what world did you think that was a good idea?
But unfortunately, it's those dickheads that control it. It only takes one dickhead. Like, I remember walking down the street in Liverpool with a Man United top on. I was actually going to play football. And my mate actually turned around to me and said, it's a prime example. It only takes one dickhead. 99% of people.
Yeah, you're the dickhead. But you know,
no, I obviously haven't done it since, and he was probably right. Though it only takes one.
I'll give you an example. Though I got tickets to Man United Bayern Munich back in like 2001, whatever it was, and we won some tickets and we went. It was an evening out, whatever, Champions League footy, and again, another source of impression, I had to borrow an England top off someone, just to have a footy top on, and I kept my voice down, didn't call attention to myself because I'm in Manchester all day, and I'm a Scouser going to a Man United game. I had to get on a tram full of Manx, all singing anti-Scouse songs. I kept my head down because you've got to be careful. I think there's a million different points to this, Louis, but I think you're right. I think the way football fans are handled is disgusting. I think the good thing is that the home fans have been treated with respect because we've managed to settle that culture down. But there is definitely work to be done, I think, on how away fans are treated, especially.
We get treated all as the worst possible fan would act, if that makes any sense. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they're all going to treat us as that worst possible person would act, and that's typical the problem with football. So it's actually on both sides. We need to get rid of the dickheads. So that
is that on us to police our
I think it is. I think it is as well. You hear something in the ground, if you hear someone say something racist or something, I think it is on the fans to turn around.
I agree.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah. You do not represent us, and that needs
on the ground or on a train.
Yeah, anywhere. don't get involved. Just film it and shame them afterwards.
That's 21st century society.
As a
that's
fan,
right,
I think it is up to us to police ourselves in the grounds as well. Or we should. And when people go, "Oh, it's not up to me to tell someone," but if a few people turn
But it is
around,
up to them.
if a few people turn around and said, "Listen, that's not who we are. You're racially abusing someone or whatever," or it's why do you keep on saying about like no gay footballers coming on because they expect a barrage of abuse. Now, if you don't agree with that and you hear something, then fucking make sure it's known. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if one stands up, I'd like to think that someone would back them up, and then you will always have right on your side, and you'll always have a steward on your side.
Yeah. And I want to make it clear that I don't think that what the stewards did outside Old Trafford was right. But at the same time, you have to be responsible for your own personal safety. And see what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying because I was being responsible for my own personal safety. I was moved and I moved myself somewhere where I was out of the way.
Yeah.
But they're the things where, in that experience, in those situations, you pack up doing what you're doing and you go somewhere completely removed from it because they're
But in an ideal world, you're right, mate. In an ideal world, you're right.
That situation shouldn't have existed. Yeah. But it did, and because it did, you'd have to react
the beauty of it was at the end, even there was one steward who kept coming back to us and kept manhandling on camera, then eventually went to the police and over-exaggerated stuff, was saying to us, you should be filming it, did proper going into us as well. And he went over to a police officer after, because he had not been a nice guy, and he was trying to get us nicked. And then the police officer was actually the person who actually helped us, and she said, look, if you go up there, get a fantastic view of the stadium, and there aren't any people like that. And guess what? She was right. So for her, she did a fantastic job.
That's a professional doing a professional job.
She did it professionally. He didn't do it professionally. Yeah. He started manhandling, and I said, okay, first time, I was like, okay, we're going. Yeah. Started shifting, but he kept going into us, and he kept going, which eventually got us more and more angry. Yeah. Obviously, I told him, shouldn't be saying that, but it was the fact of how unprofessional he could be, to be smarmy and basically look at me in the eyes and do what he did.
Someone like that should be reprimanded for.
But that's it. But it's always worth remembering, as I say, on the steward front, is most of these people who are like, it's people who are, maybe keeping themselves off the dole by doing just a little bit of work, you know what I mean? Or just doing it. They're not. It's not excusable.
I can't blame him. He's doing his job, but he should have done it differently. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. But obviously, guys, make sure you let us know what's the worst away ground you've been to. What's the worst way you've been treated by a steward? Obviously, this is an issue which obviously affects all football fans. So make sure you let us know down in the comments below. Also, make sure you head over to all these guys' channel, Toffee TV, United People's TV, Redmen TV, and also subscribe to Ball Street and click here to see a video from Social Club where we're talking about whether the title race is back on. Make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea, and I'll see you soon. Take care.